Welcome to Side Notes. I'm out and about tonight. I went to a music conference here in Toronto. I'm talking to a gentleman who is the manager of a Southeast sensational music group called Culture Shock. You've been involved in clothing, you've done concert organizing, you've done it everything. Gentleman I'm talking to, it's Rinku.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
And what I want to know is how hard was it to go from clothing over to the music world?
Yeah, it does sound a little bit weird, clothing into music, but you know, the transition wasn't really that difficult because at the end of the day, it was still managing. It was still understanding the business acumen. It was understanding, marketing, branding, how to build things, how to build a product. And the way I always looked at music and even my group was they were a product. They weren't three individual singers. They were. This was their brand. So, the transition. As long as I kept that in mind, it was just like I was selling a T-shirt or a pair of jeans that just happened to be three people. And that's what made the transition a lot easier for me, understanding that music was a business. And that's essentially all it was. It was the ability to sell this product to as many people as possible.
And you're involved Bollywood, you've been all over the world. You talk a little bit, you're sharing some stories during the conference there when you're over in London. What's that one story? Want to share that?
What happened was the first time we signed a major label deal with Universal UK, and the first time we ended up in the UK, they picked us up with a nice fancy limo, took us around, we had champagne bottles everywhere, 5-star hotels, the best restaurants in London, and we called Eb, our lawyer, and we complained. Because like I said, everything's a business. So the first thing we complained to him about was, hey, where's all this money coming from? It's coming from our record deal. So tell these guys to stop with the limos, stop with these hotels, stop with everything. We're here to make music. That's all we want to do. If we come up to London and we spend our valuable time and our valuable money up in here in the UK, I want to come back with music because that's my tangible asset. That's the only thing I'm going to be able to make money off going forward. Not riding in a limo for an hour, not drinking this bottle of champagne, not going into this 5-star hotel. It's going to be the number of tracks I go back home with.
And you have a website that people can actually go check out some of the tracks?
They can go to www.cultureshock.com. Even, they can go to facebook.com/cultureshockofficial. And, more than I'd love to hear everybody's take on it because we do a little bit of a fusion thing. But we get a great response from any color. So, I think your audience would enjoy it.
When's the next concert?
We're actually headlining a festival in Milton next Friday, and then we're actually headlining Yonge and Dundas Square here in Toronto, which thank God because we love this city, a week after that.
And if you take a look at your career, I noticed you were saying some things. You mentioned the name Drake, and there's a bunch of other artists that you've been involved with. Can you quickly sum up, give some advice, inspirational words to people that want to get involved in the music world, what they should be looking at?
I know we when you talk music, you tend to name drop. And I've been fortunate to work with a lot of big names, but really and truly, that's not what this is about. You've got to just learn how to make the music that you love and understand how that music can help you continue and build your career. And whether, the Britneys and the Nicoles and the Lady Gagas and the Drakes and whether any of them even enter your musical world, it should be irrelevant. Because at the end of the day, they've got the same ambitions, same dreams, same, apprehensions as you do. They're artists, just like you are. They're just playing with a different team and a different level and a different amount of resources, but there's no difference between what you're doing and what Drake is doing. He makes the same type of music, and he wonders whether 1 million people are going to love his music just the same as you do. So that's what music is about.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
No problem. Thank you. Side notes, Reginald.